Hey, Richard here. It's the last show of the week, right? I always do Monday to Friday, take the weekend off. I hope you got something good planned and I hope you've had a good week. What happens if you haven't? What happens if you're kind of going through a rough patch in your business or in your life where you're not really perceiving that you get many results? Two things I wanted to kind of cover. I'm going to combine them actually because I think they're really important and I kind of wanted to help you benefit from this. Number one, I always practice what I preach, right? And I was listening to Tony Robbins this morning after I've been from a run. Morning, guys. I see a bunch of you regulars jumping on. I love to see it's great technology, isn't it? How we can connect all across the world. So I appreciate seeing you all guys here regularly. Hopefully that means you get value from my show. So that's great. That's what I want to do. So two things. I was listening to a Tony Robbins Awaken the Giant Within. It's a classic, right? But just a little piece. You ever gone over something over and over again and with new knowledge and new perception, you kind of pick something you didn't pick out before? I think you'd really benefit from something that I did as an exercise, and I saw something that really revealed that I think would really help you. Maybe you like me. And then also a team member of mine called Tommy, he posted something in our private group for our team, and that really made me think about the answer that I gave him to help him move forward in his business. So two kind of perceptions I want to share with you right now. So results, right? That's the title of the show, how to feel better about a lack of results. Now, let's start with what Tommy said, and then let me give you kind of what I did this morning. So Tommy posted in a group, and he said he'd been in the business for 1 year in our home business industry. Been there for 1 year, and he hadn't made any money. Right? He'd spoken to hundreds of people, and I believe him. There's no reason for him to lie. He wasn't complaining or anything like that. And he said he was still committed as ever, still motivated as ever, still moving forward. But of course, disappointed with a lack of results. And it kind of got me thinking about success and our perception of results and success. And what I commented on, I said, Tommy, hey, listen, you've had a fantastic year. I've seen that you've gone to 2 international events. You've got on a plane, you've had a vacation, you've had a holiday, you've had a great time. Look at the process of our industry. Too many of us look at solely money related to business as a result, don't we? Too many of us look at how much did we earn, and that's a direct correlation of how successful that you are or how many results that you've got. And that's just not the case. Let me kind of explain that. Think about everything else that comes with our industry, the personal development. I've seen Tommy grow as a human being, as a man. I've seen him get more confidence with the people around him who are very negative. I've seen his communication skills improve. I've seen him learn a lot about himself. I've seen him travel around the world to a couple of places, experiences. I've seen him gain a lot of friendships, and I've seen him get a lot closer to getting someone over the finish line and joining his business because of the person that he's become. There's a quote out there, and I don't know who started it off. I've heard it from multiple people. Success is something you attract by the person that you become. Now, Tommy, when he first started at square one, day one in the business, was over here. Now, he's moved all the way over here over these last 12 months. So there's a lot of progress to be made outside of financial aspects of your business, and you don't give yourself credit for it. Take a look at the mindset that you have now, that the answers you give to certain questions, and think, would I have answered that in that way a year ago or 6 months ago because of the knowledge that you've now gained? Look at how you have people treat you, right? Tommy just jumped on. Tommy, we're talking about you, buddy. Watch the replay. This is Tommy. Everyone say hi to Tommy, right? We're sharing something that made me think about this, Tommy. So what? Yeah, you'll see the replay, buddy. This is Tommy. So you guys know I don't make stuff up, right? Tommy's just come on, and this is the truth, right? So yeah, everyone say hi to Tommy. So yeah, that was a really cool lesson that I think you should really understand and appreciate. Take a look at all the different facets of what go towards success, and I put it in inverted commas. I hate people that do that, and I've become one of those people, right? It's like 2 rabbits, but just think about it, right? Think about it and write them down. Write about what it is that you've gained since you started in this business. Not just money, what have you gained in all other areas, and you'll be really shocked and surprised. In fact, I would bet if you compare it to a job, or compare it to a hobby, or compare it to anything else that you've been in your life for a year, I really do know that you will find that you have gained far more via your participation in network marketing than you having anything else in your life. Bang for your buck. I just don't think there's anything else better out there. So second kind of quick story and lesson that I wanted to help you with. I was listening to Awaken the Giant Within, Tony Robbins. It's a great book to read. I like audiobooks, so I was listening to it. And he asks you to do an exercise. It's an old one because he says on side 2 of the tape, right? Those of you who can remember that like me, like rewinding the tape with a pen, all the rest of it, right? So he says, stop, pause the tape for a second, and I want you to write down a list of things, put some time into a list of things, beliefs that serve you well, that help you in life, and then put the equal amount of time and energy into a list of things that you feel don't serve you very well, maybe limit you, maybe cause you to have doubt, negativity, all those type of things. And I wrote a list of positives and I wrote a list of negatives, and I got it there. And something that really stuck out to me, I put it in a big box, was I pursue the impossibility of perfection. That's a powerful line, right? I don't know where that came from, but that's my line. That's what I just wrote out. I pursue the impossibility of perfection. See, every time I've done well in this industry, I've the top few percent of my company, I've loads of different things that I never thought would be possible for someone like me. So I've done well. Yet still, anyone else can relate to a constant feeling that you're not good enough, that you're not doing good enough, that there's more inside of you, and that you never quite can kind of like reach it. It's like when you wake up in the morning, there's a bright light, or you come out of the cinema, right? You can't quite see properly, but you know the surroundings are there. I always kind of feel like that in my business, that I could help more people, that I could have recruited more people, that I could have made more sales, and okay, I made 50, but I could have done 55. And when you have that kind of constant pressure and load that you're putting on yourself, it's no fun. And you've got to remember that this industry is about having fun as much as it is about success, money, all the rest of it, right? It's about growing as a person. You really should recognize that. Again, if you get anything from this training, is after this is finished in a minute or two, is to really step back and assess yourself objectively, assess your progress. Do you actually celebrate the wins in your business, in your life? Right? Maybe you're trying to lose some weight and you lose a couple of pounds, but because it's not 15 pounds, you don't even celebrate it. Well, maybe you've been gaining weight for 3 years, so isn't that a big win? Maybe you've been, looking to finally get a blog started, and you hadn't done that for 2 years, and now you finally have, and okay, it doesn't look perfect, and it's not bringing in 50 leads a day, but isn't that a win? So start to set some smaller targets in your life and in your business, and give yourself a reward when you achieve them. It doesn't have to be something big. It can just be, maybe right now everybody's telling you no and it's a scam and all the rest of it. And if you say, okay, if I get one person that, whether they join or not, they are positive about what I do, and they say, okay, that looks quite smart, but they just don't get over the finish line, isn't that a lot better than everybody saying it's terrible, someone already very close to joining? So there's growth and progress there. So celebrate that. When that happens, I'm going to take my family to the cinema, or we're going to go for a walk, or whatever your budget is, or whatever you like to enjoy doing. So make sure you celebrate those wins and look at that progress that maybe lies outside of the traditional sense of success. In fact, something that I'll share with you finally was, I always feel this way, and I've started to try and be more open-minded now and look at the progress that we've made. It's funny. I have this condition. Obviously have this conditioning. A couple of days ago, we bought my wife and I. We pool our money together, and we've always been that way. We've been together since school, so it's what we've always done. And we bought. It was her turn for a new car. So I have a car, she has a car. I got one through the company, my travel company. So that was taken care of. So it was her turn for a new car. Now she's never had a brand new car in her life. Okay, and we bought her, a brand new car. It was a Mini Cooper. She always wanted one, so we got one. Now, my first thoughts were, how weird is this? My first thoughts were, I can't wait till I do well enough to get a Bentley. Okay, and I'm getting there really quickly. But isn't that really a negative view of something positive? So even me, I perceive myself as being so positive and so forward, but you've got to catch yourself with these mindset issues that you may have, and these habits and beliefs that you've got. Oh, here's a brand new car. We've never had that before. It's a phenomenal car. It's like, a lot of money. We can afford to do that, and we're comfortable with it, but it isn't a Bentley. I mean, I just kind of want to slap myself when thinking that way. It's terrible. It's stupid. It's the only way I can describe it. So I do it too, and I hope you learn from kind of my trip ups and falls. That's why I kind of put myself out there on all these different channels of communication to try and help you learn from my mistakes, so you don't have to make them and you can progress faster. So, being it Friday, I've come to the end of kind of like what I wanted to cover with you. Anybody got any burning questions? I'll give it kind of like 30 seconds or so. We can comment here on Periscope, and I can take a look at them. Anybody struggling with something or got something to say about their home business? I mean, you're in a safe place here with all of us who are fellow home business owners, so it doesn't matter. There's no stupid comments or questions. If you've got something to ask me, I've got a good 3 years of experience under my belt now, nearly 4 now, and top couple of percent in our company, top few percent in the industry. So I'm happy to help you with anything that you may see. And in fact, I'll share one more lesson with you actually. This is just another quick story in the same group. Someone was worrying about people finding negative information about their company on Google. We talk about this quite a lot, don't we, on this show? What are your thoughts on people bashing to promote their business? Thanks, Ron. I'll come to that in a second. So what are your thoughts on people bashing to promote their business? I'll answer that question. So don't worry about people finding negative information about your company. People Google it and say, oh my goodness, all these companies are a scam because this website says so, right? I mean, my reply to the person who was kind of saying someone had found that with him was, if someone, think about this in a logical sense, you're a real person and you're in front of that person, or you're individually communicating with them, either online or offline. Now, if you've given them your word and you've given them the right information, and they're believing a random stranger on YouTube or Google over your real life word and experiences, for me, that person lacks the intelligence and integrity of someone I want to work with. And that's what I put in the group. I said, don't worry about it. If someone is looking me in the eye, or is on the phone with me, or is communicating with me personally, looking at my profile on Facebook, they see all that proof. They see proof. They only have to take a look and see all the places I've been to, all, the car, the everything. Obviously what I do is real. Now, if they're going to go and Google and YouTube some random person who's trying to, scam them into their deal and bottom feed, as I call them, and they go, wow, yeah, but Google says that. Yeah, but I'm here, real person with all this proof. Don't you believe me? Well, I'm going to go Google it. See ya. Next, move on to the next person. That person lacks integrity. They haven't got the bottle to tell you to your face what they're actually meaning, which is I don't trust you, and they haven't got the intelligence. If someone's going to go and Google it, I mean, what are they going to do when you ask them to make a list? They'll go Google it. Google says I shouldn't make a list. Next, go and find someone who, I saw my friend Bonnie Cribbs put a comment, I'm looking for movers and shakers that don't need moving and shaking. That's great, right? That's what you should be looking for. So Ron says, how do I feel about other people bashing other companies to promote their own? In a really quick summary, I really don't like it. I think it's very scummy. I think it's a very scumbag thing to do. I understand why some people do it. I understand that people can be desperate. I was desperate when I entered this industry, but I believe if a man or a woman doesn't stand for something, then they stand for nothing. Before I am a network marketer, before I am a father, before I am a husband, before I am a coach, before I am anything, I'm Richard Matheru, and I have my name, and I have my ethics, and I have my beliefs. So that goes above anything. So I'm not willing to deviate on those values and the lesson that I am being, to my daughter, to my wife, to you guys, to my team. I'm not willing to deviate on that just so I can maybe make a few sales. That's just completely out of balance for me. Just, okay, abandon my values and views so I can maybe get some traffic from that search, or maybe I can bash somebody else's company and give them fear. I just don't like it. I believe that our industry is the best industry on the planet. I have seen personally, think about this. This is a bigger vision. I was at a company event of mine last week before, something like that. And what I did was I turned around and I looked in the crowd behind me, and I saw flags and people from all different religions, all different countries, on all different places. And I didn't see anybody being judged for that. I saw them being appreciated, and I saw them being welcomed with open arms as part of a community that is working together to make a better life in any area of the world. Now, and I know what's going off in the world right now. In our industry, I really believe that it is a place where people can connect with others and remove that level of fear. Because that's all that they're selling to you. I hope you realize that on the news and anything else. They kill you with fear. Okay? I don't want to get political. Look at the numbers, look at the facts, look at the actual percentage of any group of people, race, colour, religion, that are doing harm, and the percentage that aren't. Take a look at the actual facts. Not what you see and what you're shown, the actual facts of the numbers, okay? You'll be astonished at the 99.99999% that are great people. All you hear about is the 0.00001. So in network marketing, I believe that we have a purpose and not almost a necessity, almost, you know, we should, it's like our moral obligation to share it with as many people as possible, because I travel a lot around the world, and this business and this industry has allowed me to do that. So I've connected with many different people in many different countries, and it's removed all my fear for religions, for people, for what I've seen in the movies, for all that kind of stuff. And I take my daughter with me and do that on a purpose. I don't want to raise someone who's going to be racist via fear of the media. And I know that's kind of deep for what I usually do on Periscope, but that's feel that's my duty as a network marketer, to share this concept with people, not for the money, which will change their life, not for the product, which will benefit them, but because of a community of people they can plug into and realize they can be a greater version of themselves, and realize that everybody around the world just wants to do the best they can with what they've got for their family and the people that they care about. So would I tarnish that reputation for a few sales? Absolutely not. I believe we should treat our business with the professionalism, our industry with the professionalism that it deserves. Because if we want less people to say pyramid scheme, scam, whatever, then we need to uphold ourselves to higher values and beliefs of how we're going to promote that system. So I come down pretty hard when I see people doing that, because not because of them as an individual, but because I believe it's detrimental to all of us who are trying to represent this industry in the right way, which is why I do what I do. I want to get to a level where I can be on stage in front of thousands of people, so people can hear what I have to say, and maybe it will change one person's mind. I don't know, right? So anyway, I kind of run out of time here. I've got to shoot off and pick my little girl up. But I think I saw a question about a lead generation system. There is only one lead generation system that I recommend, and that is richardmatheru.com/MLSP-system. For me, it stood the test of time. The reputation of the people involved are the best in the industry. I've had real results myself. I've had real results sharing it with people who are completely beginners up to advanced, and it's something that holds a special place for me because it allowed me to find new interested people after I'd run out of people I knew to talk to. So it works for every company as well. So I feel comfortable. Thanks for that, Ron. Ron shared the link. I feel comfortable recommending that to people because it isn't a company, anything like that. You can do that in any home business. So I feel it's valuable to you. So I appreciate you being here. We kind of got deep, didn't we? Right? I'm quite a deep person, right? I kind of guess a bit of that came out on this. I hope you take some of these values, some of these thoughts, some of this objectivity, and step outside your business and kind of look at yourself and look at your progress. And I hope you now feel so much better about your results, which is what today's show was all about. If you came in halfway through, I know Tommy's going to want to see what we're saying about him. You can catch the replay. It's going to be on my Twitter account or on my Facebook page. It's published there straight away, the replay for free in its entirety. So I'll probably catch you guys on Monday. We go away to America next week, but I have a couple of days where I'll get some shows in before we get there, and hopefully if someone would like to see kind of behind the scenes in America, maybe you've never been, maybe you'd like to see it, I'll try and do some Periscopes while I'm there as well, so make sure you follow me on here. Bye for now, guys. Go create a date and a life that counts.